Hey guys, welcome back. Now, we are approaching this temple here, and yeah, we're just gonna go forward with the story and see where this takes us. I do believe that there is a boss battle coming up, so I think we could take it. This behemoth over here. But yeah, on to other news. Square Enix never ceases to flag my stuff, and I've been reading some forums online, and I mean Square Enix, amongst the other companies that's going on, Capcom, pretty much have like these very strict guidelines, I guess, where they'll just automatically flag you if you have anything like visual or audio, video. Pretty much, I find it quite annoying that I have to do this, but every other video that I record with a Square Enix game, or any other game for that matter, have to put in a small disclaimer about fair use and, you know, how this isn't against the mandates of fair use and how legally this is correct and I'm not violating anything. So it's just very annoying that, you know, on YouTube they have these robots or these automatic sensors that detect like third-party claims or copyright infringement. And you know, like us as YouTubers, yeah, a lot of people do playthroughs all the time. I mean, it's no different from like reading a book or listening to music or like, you know, reciting poetry. And I'm not claiming anything. I just think it's really annoying that they have this automatic system where it's like, oh, because we set up these certain parameters, it's going to automatically flag your video. So, I mean, I'm confident that I'm not going to get into any serious trouble with this, but it's just really annoying. Like, I just want to comment. I just want to, you know, record my gameplay and share it with you guys. I mean, and it's not like this is a new game anyway. Like, I'm pretty sure people have done like millions of playthroughs of this game. I just mainly wanted to see, you know, how the game performs on PC and, you know, what the difference was between the Japanese dialogue and all the J-pop. In the last couple episodes, they actually shown us that, you know, the soundtrack is slightly different. I mean, in Japan, of course, they're going to feature J-pop in their game, and I think it's a more fitting, I guess, addition to it, as opposed to having Leona Lewis singing the main theme of this particular game. But again, it's just I can't really express my frustration enough about this copyright stuff. Like, I just finished a playthrough Resident Evil remake, and Capcom hasn't really filed anything about it. I mean, it's an older game. Like I said, it's not like it's a newer game. But people have played it before. People have experienced it before. So, like, you know, why give us a shlick about it? And I think I mentioned it before, too, in a previous video. Like, I did a playthrough about XIII Chronicles, and I get the same thing about it. But I think just to be extra safe, I'll put that fair use disclaimer in the video. This sucks. But, I mean, it's not going to stop me from making videos anyway, because I do intend on doing 13.2 after this, and like after that. Depending on whether or not, like how soon I get through this. And I'm not actually playing this smart. I'm just kind of playing while I'm playing. But yeah, I mean, Type-0 is coming out. I've been watching a lot of the trailers for it, and I'm really excited. I'm thinking of maybe purchasing an Elgato capture card at some point, and I just want to figure out how that works, so I could actually do some recordings or do like a playthrough of that particular game. As I said before, like a lot of my friends have ported the game, and I've seen some footage from it myself, like on a PSP actually. So being able to see the differences in HD should be very exciting. I mean, more so, I really just want to record the demo of Final Fantasy 15 and, you know, give my own analysis about it. Speaking of analysis, I released one about the new Persona 5 trailer, so if you guys want to check that out, it's on my channel. I was surprised to even see that people actually watched my video and commented on that video, and being a new YouTuber, you know, at least in the gaming space, is kind of surprising, and I feel kind of proud of it. I mean, I know it's really tough to gain footing too in this type of community, like the Let's Play community, because, you know, everyone does it. This is not exactly a rare form of entertainment or media anymore. So I was happy to see that people actually responded to my Persona 5 trailer commentary. And I know my video editing skills isn't really up to par to other people, and that's something else I intend to work on, especially if I want to make this a thing. Again, you know, I make these videos not as a means to become popular, but, you know, it's a hobby. I feel like if I spend a lot of my time playing games, I'd like to share it with other people, especially with my close friends, my girlfriend, that watches my videos, like, on her breaks at work, so... Anyway, back to the game at hand. I know I haven't been playing, very smartly, but then again, you don't have to be that tactical about some of the battles here. Like, as you probably already noticed, I'm just button jamming my way through everything. And finding chests are just really obvious. So. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I did some tweaks here and there on my PC, and I was able to at least get some of the slowdown to stop. I think it's mostly due to the poor optimization of the game on PC, but at the same time, I mean, I have a good CPU. I mean, it's not a 6-core, 8-core. You know, I have an i7 quad-core. I think it's like a 4970K. It's still pretty good CPU. Maybe I'll overclock it a bit so that I can stream this higher quality, or record in higher quality. Like, I'm downscaling this right now to 720p per second, and I mean, I'm still noticing some slowdowns here and there, but it's way more consistent than last time, at least in the beginning when I started this playthrough. So I'm quite content with that. I also lowered the resolution of the shadows, and I don't really notice a big difference in that. But in any case, I mean, the game looks better on PC. I mean, it kind of goes to show that maybe Square Enix should consider releasing future iterations of the Final Fantasy franchise on the PC. I mean, they've done so with Final Fantasy 4 on Steam. I mean, I tried them out a little bit a couple days ago, and I wouldn't say that they're the best ports. I think they're kind of lacking, really. Especially the frame rate in Final Fantasy 4. And I do intend on doing a playthrough of those games at some point, but it's probably not going to look as good. Because it seems like they were just direct ports from, like, you know, the DS or, you know, PSP. At least Final Fantasy 3 came out on the PSP. Final Fantasy 4, I mean, I suppose they just directly ported it from the DS. But, yeah, I mean, I think PC is a really big, you know, there's more of a market on PC, I believe, in the West at least, for JRPGs, and I know in Japan, not many people play on PC that much, but, I mean, if you look on Steam, Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth was released on there, and that was a PS Vita exclusive. So I was kind of surprised to find it on there. Excuse me. But yeah, I intend on doing a playthrough of that as well. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of Japanese RPGs coming out on Steam, and it's kind of like weird for me because I have a PS Vita and I have a PlayStation TV. And if a lot of the Vita games are ported over to PC, then maybe I don't really need a Vita anymore. I mean, save for the exclusives, I guess. Speaking of Vita, I know I keep going on random tangents, but speaking of Vita, there's actually one game I'm really looking forward to, and that's the anime fighting game Dengeki Bunko, I think? Dengeki Bunko? With characters from Sword Art Online, Durara, a bunch of other animes, Oremo. And that's being released on PS3 and Vita, and I guess that's the only reason why I'm keeping my Vita specifically for that game. Otherwise, I would have gotten it on PS3, but I don't have a PS3 any longer, at least. But yeah, it's like if a lot of JRPGs are transitioning over from the Vita, and from the PlayStation, maybe PC is just the best place to be at for these type of games. It's easier to stream and record too, so. And think about the mods as well. I mean, I'm not so sure how easy it would be to mod these games or these type of games, but it's possible, I think. But yeah, I mean, it would be very interesting to see Final Fantasy XV released on PC. I mean, I don't see it happening immediately at launch when it does launch, but it may be possible at some point. Probably like re-release it as like the Ultimate Edition or the Complete Edition. But yeah, speaking of Final Fantasy XV also, I was talking to a lot of guys from work about it, and like one of our fears about that particular game is whether or not it will feature DLC, because there's another JRPG that released recently in Japan, Tales of Zestiria, and according to my one friend who is really big into the Tales series, that particular game features some kind of character DLC. Like, you can interact with the characters in the game, however, to play as them, you need to purchase them, like, as DLC, and that's kind of weird that Namco Bandai would do something like that. It's kind of bad. It's like you're buying a game, but it's incomplete. Like, how can you have so many characters in a game and then just pretty much slap your fan base in the face and just say, hey, if you want to play as this character or see their story, you have to pretty much cough up some extra money. And that's what I fear about like JRPGs, like the fact that they may follow the West in terms of like stupid stuff like that. And like I said, we talked about DLC in an episode before this about DLC can be done right. If you do it sparingly. But if you're charging the player for like extra characters that are in the game already, that's just robbery to me. So I hope that Square Enix doesn't follow that trend, and part of me tells me that it is going to happen. So me and my friends were thinking like Final Fantasy 15, if we do experience DLC, would it be worth even buying like the extra characters and stuff? And we've seen this already with 13.2 actually. I completely forgot about that. It just dawned upon me right now. Final Fantasy 13 did have some DLC with the boss battles and costumes, so that's also another big indication that Square Enix is willing to go that route. And same thing with 13.3 actually, in Northern Returns. Costumes, you can pay extra for those. So, I think I answered my own fears with my own answer, I guess. If that made any sense. I mean, I'm all for DLC. I just hope that at some point they do it sparingly. Like, if it's gonna be DLC, at least make it kind of like chapter DLC, larger chunks of DLC. Like maybe another dungeon or like another boss battle, but reasonably so. Like, don't sell me an whole game and then just tell me like, oh yeah, by the way, you have to buy this, this, and this to get 100% of the experience. That doesn't roll well with me. But a good example of this actually, and it's a game that's coming out on Tuesday, or tomorrow I should say, is Evolve. Like, Evolve I know it's not a JRPG, and I know I'm playing Final Fantasy, but just for the sake of conversation, since we're talking about DLC, Evolved is the prime example of what I call a DLC trap. Like, the game itself is fun. Like, I would play the game. However, I would not purchase it on the basis that in order to get 100% of the game, you have to invest at least $100 in it. Like on PC, if you look on Steam, there's something called the PC Monster Race for like $100. Comes with the season pass, the game, and like extra hunters and Evolve and skins, like the monsters from Evolve. It's like they're pretty much saying if you want the complete version of this game, you have to pay $100. If you pay $60, you're only like getting like 70% of the game, I want to say. Because the season pass is $25. Like, if you want to get the extra hunters and stuff, you're gonna need the season pass. And it just sucks when people do that, and when you know, companies do that. I'll shut up for now and let this cutscene pass.
離れるな。
ちょっと見るだけ。
Back to my rant on DLC, like Evolve, you know, I don't really think it's the developers' fault, really. It's not really the developers' fault. I don't think you could really blame the developers. I mean, they work hard in terms of, like, you know, delivering a game. I believe it's the publisher's fault. Like, when you work under a publisher, anything goes under them. Like, you're very limited to your creativity. And I'm not in the industry or anything, but it sure feels that way. You know, being a developer and then working with a publisher like that. I was gonna say that was an easy boss battle. But yeah, like, that's why I'm more into indies now. Like, as an independent developer, you have all the freedom to do whatever you want to do. And, you know, DLC is just a business practice. That's really what it is. It's not really offering anything to the consumer. You're just limiting the consumer to their enjoyment, I believe. Especially when you take advantage. I guess, like, in different ways. Like, for example, Final Fantasy. You use the name of Final Fantasy to sell DLC, and, you know, just because it's Final Fantasy, the fans are going to buy it. And in most cases, it does happen. Like, people did buy the DLC for Final Fantasy 13-2 and Lightning Returns, and it just sucks, you know, taking advantage of your fan base like that. I probably should have defended right there. But, anyway. Games like Evolve is what is tearing out the industry. And, you know, with the recent release of Dying Light, that too is a DLC trap. Like, $20 for a season pass? Come on. I'm just really big against DLC, especially when it's like, you have a season pass for every game. I think the last complete game I ever played was Dragon Age Inquisition. Now, that was a complete game in my opinion, in terms of content. Like, I skipped so many side quests in that game, just to beat it, because there was just way too much stuff to do. And I know it sounds like a bad thing when I say it like that, but it's actually a really good thing. You know, I got my money's worth. You know, I didn't have to buy season pass. I didn't have to buy extra costumes or whatever. You know, extra weapons. Like, everything was there. Everything that I needed was there. And it sucks because it's very rare now. You don't see that kind of commitment anymore. And no one notices the owl.
To 思いきやぶっ壊れてたりするわけだ。
後ろ向きなことを。
現実的なんだよ。
もう。
See, some of this doesn't make sense to me. Like, why is a ship like hanging around where a big monster is? And that's more telling of the linearity in this game. They just put things where it's convenient, I guess, to progress the plot. Again, just frigging shoot him. You got like 12 people versus like one guy. Yeah, I hope that FF15 doesn't really follow that model. Like, that game had so much promise. Like, you have an open world, you have airships and everything. I guess one can only hope. I mean, we'll see when the demo comes out, March 17th, when Type 0 comes out. Actually, trying to get my hands on some of the. I should probably focus. I have that many potions? What? Anyway. What was I talking about before? Oh yeah. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15. I really hope that they actually follow a fair model with that, especially with the DLC and content. And again, I don't see why they could just shoot him. He's down for the count right now. Just freaking shoot him. It's your typical bad guy mentality in storytelling. forgot how to get through this. Oh yeah, they cast a doom on me, so... I forgot how to do this. Oh, we gotta wait till it, I gotta damage it enough so that it enters Gestalt mode. I think. And it has to be with ice, I believe. That's the only character that did attack too. Yeah, notice how the other one is still healing me, so I do have to do more damage to it until it gets to Gestalt mode. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I might make it actually, I don't know. I'll make it. Nah, I'm not gonna make it. Fuck. Nope. I almost did though. But yeah, my thoughts on the Eidolons or the summons here. They seem pretty cool. I mean, in past games, I'm pretty sure a lot of people knew that Eidolons were pretty much they pretty much worked like a magic spell. You had MP. Let me see here. Like you had MP, and pretty much you would cast it like a magic spell, and it would do like area of effect damage. I could skip this. I don't need this. Oh man. I have to go through all this again. I find that it's actually quicker to just do this. Oh, I didn't necessarily have to fight all of them. I could just like die, pretty much. But yeah, since FF11 or FF10 I should say, I kind of liked how the summons, like you could actually control their actions. Like with FF10, I like how they had like that overdrive, like their main attack was an overdrive. Here it was kind of like a new take, like having them transform, having them be like transformer type things, which is kind of cool, I guess. But I kind of liked how in the originals they were representatives of whatever lore they came from or cultural lore that they had come from. That's odd though, because you know, speaking of Shiva particularly, Shiva, I believe, was like the goddess of destruction or something like that. I don't think that there was actual relation to like ice or anything like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think they named her Shiva just on the basis that, well, Shiva kind of sounds close to shiver, or like cold, or I guess the sentiment of feeling cold or being frozen. Shiva, I guess. But yeah, the Eidolons in this game were pretty interesting. I mean, I guess my personal favorite was Odin, and I kind of liked Alexander and Bahamut, of course, but nothing really compares to like the originals, I believe. I like the ones from like, you know, from Final Fantasy 1 through 9. The summons there were more traditional, and I prefer that. I kind of like the summons from FF12 actually. It was kind of weird though because they named the summons, they named the airships after the original summon names. Like in FF12, the airships were named after like E3, Shiva. It's just kind of strange though, because of the fact that they named the ships after the original summons. They had to, I guess, create newer summons, like Exodus, Famfrit, Fafnir, or whatever. And I didn't mind it so much, but I like the fact that you can summon these Eidolons into battle, or whatever they call them. In every other game, they're either Espers or Eidolons or something like that. Guardian Force. Oh, come on, man. Just give it to me. Are you serious? Are you serious? I was right there. I was right there. Alright, I'm just gonna cut off right here, and then I'm just gonna continue on after I beat them. Like, this is ridiculous. It was right there. I only had like 1 HP to go, I think, but I'm gonna pause over here and then I'll come back once I defeat them.